Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching and supporting our efforts to bring you timely and uplifting messages to help you realize the truth of your God-given potential and your soul's purpose. At the end of today's lesson, there is some information that I think you will find helpful. So, from all of us at Unity Life Enrichment Center, here's today's music, lesson, and meditation. See you back here soon.
Hi, everybody. Do you have peace like a river, love like a mountain, joy like a fountain, bliss? Write your own verse or sing along. Here we go. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Now I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain in my soul. You know that I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain in my soul. Hey everybody, I've got joy like a kitten. I've got joy like a kitten. I've got joy like a kitten in my soul. Oh, nurse, I've got joy like a kitten. I've got joy like a kitten. I've got joy like a kitten in my soul. That's supposed to be I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Let it go, let it go. Joy like a fountain. I've got joy just like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Here's a new verse. Hey everybody, I've got bliss like a yogi. I've got bliss just like a yogi. I've got bliss like a yogi in my soul. Everybody, I've got bliss like a yogi. I've got bliss just like a yogi. I've got bliss like a yogi in my soul. Yes, you do.
Hello. Welcome to Unity of Sebring Life Enrichment Center. It is so good to welcome you here today as we share together learning, loving, and living. I've missed some of the things that we do on a regular basis here at Unity, so I thought I would share with you today the peace prayer. On this day and every day, we dedicate ourselves to peace on earth. We accept ourselves without harsh judgment and express appreciation for our individuality. We live without fear and meet the events of this day with confidence. We accept others without prejudice and experience a sense of unity with all people. in harmony with ourselves, our lives, and all others. We live this day with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit. And so it is. The daily word for today, Sunday, April 25th, 2021, is thankful. And the affirmation is thankfulness is my heart's natural expression. I need no special reason to be thankful, no list of blessings to inspire gratitude. Unity author Reverend Eric Butterworth wrote, "One can be grateful with the same spontaneity as being happy. It simply flows forth from within and becomes a causative energy." With a thankful mind and heart, I release worry and frustration, trusting that my every need will be met. I discover more of God's presence in myself and others everywhere I go. I see possibilities for good even in challenging circumstances. Eager to share my thankfulness, I welcome opportunities to be of service to others, just as I am gratefully accepting blessings that are shared with me. I live in the flow of life, love, peace, joy, and abundant beauty. I am thankful. I live in the flow of life, love, peace, and abundant beauty. I am thankful. And from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Again, our affirmation today is thankfulness is my heart's natural expression. And so it is. I'm not sure if you're familiar with these two people, Gloria Gaither and Mark Lowry. Gloria Gaither actually is the lyricist of one of the most prolific gospel music writers in modern times. She is responsible for lyrics of songs such as Because He Lives, The King is Coming, He Touched Me, and There's Something About That Name. And Mark Lowry is actually a Christian comedian who wrote the profound song, Mary, Did You Know? Now, Mark, as I said, is a Christian comedian who I find extremely amusing. He's very much ADHD, which he admits freely, but he also talked about how he has learned so much from Gloria Gaither. And one of her profound statements, topics, is that God is in life's interruptions. God is in life's interruptions. Now, I looked up the word interruption, and it is the act of interrupting something or someone, such as in the idea of a stoppage or hindering of an activity for a time, or a break in the continuity of something. Now, synonyms for interruption are words like distraction, break, check, intermission, disruption, hiatus, gap, and cessation. God is in the interruptions. You know, in the Old Testament, we have the example of Noah being interrupted. Now, you may or may not remember Bill Cosby's rendition of Noah and the flood. I still find that so hilarious, and I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. But it's the story of God saying to Noah, who was just, hanging around, I'm going to send some rain. Noah and the flood. A regular guy with a regular life going on, and all of a sudden this voice says, I'm going to send some rain. Or David, the writer of all those psalms, beautiful, beautiful songs of praise and anguish and heartbreak. David saw Bathsheba on the rooftop, and boy, did that change his life. And then there's Job. He was living a well-respected life, wealthy, healthy, many friends, and then life went to pot for no apparent reason whatsoever. It did eventually have a happy ending, but boy, did he go through it and to get to that happy ending. And then Jonah. Jonah was told by God that he needed to go to Nineveh and straighten those folks out. So he jumps on a ship and tries to go to Tarshish instead, just to get away from God. He ends up in the belly of a whale. Boy, is that interrupting your vacation. Now, Mark Lowry, as I said, is a comedian, and he talks about the interruptions in the New Testament with Jesus. And so I looked up some of Jesus's miracles. Did you know that there's over 37 documented miracles that Jesus performed? And there are more that were not documented. Now, at the end of my talk, I will include the websites where you can go and listen to Mark, because I am not going to repeat what he has talked about, but he has a wonderful way of expressing how God is in the interruptions of life, with Jesus as the main topic. Jesus demonstrated his divine nature, limitless compassion, absolute authority over nature, that he is the Son of God and the promised Messiah. He performed miracles of physical healing, showed power over nature, brought people back to life. Those miracles included healing incurable diseases and the ability to heal without even being present. Demonstrated authority over all realms, nature, life and death, things conceived as evil, and what I hadn't even thought about was that these miracles all happened in front of many people, such as the feeding 5,000 and 4,000 people. They were all beneficial to people, recorded by eyewitnesses, and done for a specific purpose without props. This is a reference to Simon the Magician. If you have ever heard of the movie or the book, The Silver Chalice, it was written by Thomas Costain in 1952, and Paul Newman stars in the movie. It is definitely worth the read. It's about stonemason who is contacted by Luke, the physician, to create a chalice, a cover for the cup that Jesus used at the Last Supper. And it has many interesting characters that we may or may not know of in history. But I would very much encourage you to read the book. But Jesus's miracles, a lot of them were interrupted because he was doing something else, like trying to teach his disciples or the people that were following him, and something else, someone else, shows up and interrupts things. Like his mother. He's just enjoying himself at the wedding, and his mother walks up and says, "Hey, we're out of wine. Let's do something about that." And of course, Jesus isn't going to tell his mother that he can't do it at all, because she knows better, for one thing. But also, he tells her it's not his time. And the next thing you know, the water has turned into wine, and it even is said to have been better than the wine that they were serving, because they served the best wine first, so that people, the longer they drink, would not know that the cheap wine had been brought out. But in this case, the wine that Jesus had created was even better than the first wine. Also, Jairus' daughter, he is told, while he's doing other things, that there is someone that he has to go heal. And what about he's walking through the crowd and a woman reaches out and touches the hem of his garment? Now that's an interruption, especially if he had to tug it away from her to keep walking. Or the man that was lowered through the roof while he was teaching. And then the story of Lazarus, his friend. He's told that his friend is near death, and still he continued doing what he was doing. Kind of a don't interrupt me thing. And then finally, after 3 days, he goes and he's met on the way, and they say, "Never mind, he's already dead." And then when he gets to the home of Lazarus, Martha, his sister, says, "If you had only been here, he would still be alive." And Jesus says, "It's okay. It's all right." But he's been dead for 3 days. And so the glory of God can be shown in the interruption. There's many other interruptions in Jesus' ministry. The woman caught in adultery, here he is, he's teaching his followers again, his disciples, and the religious leaders drag this woman and throw her in front of him and say, "Okay, what should we do with her?" Same way with being arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane. Peter draws his sword and hacks off the ear of the guard. And Jesus says, "Don't do that," and heals the guard's ear. He's being arrested. And yet, instead of being upset or trying to get away with the diversion, no, he heals the guard's ear. And one of the more intense ones that we don't even think about the interruption, here's Jesus on the cross dying, And the thief on the side of him says, I believe you are the Son of God. And he says, today you will be with me in paradise. That's an interruption. Here he is in agony. And somebody's saying, I don't believe you are who you say you are. And someone else says, oh, I know you are. And then the greatest interruptions of all. Why do you seek the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen from the dead. And then the next thing we read about is suddenly Jesus appears to Thomas and the disciples in the upper room. Or Jesus appears to Saul on the road to Damascus and says, why are you persecuting me? And Saul becomes Paul. So what does this mean to all of us here and now, today, this very moment? Well, while surfing the internet looking for something else this past weekend, I had my own interruption occur. I came across an article that really got me to thinking. It's titled 30 Common Job Interview Questions and Answers. As I read through them, I realized that many of the questions pertain to life, not just a job interview. Or perhaps you look at life as a job. So I offered these questions to you in no particular order, and it's not all 30 of them. So you can recall times of your own life where God was in the interruption. Tell us about yourself. I started to answer that, I thought, very briefly, because of course I'm taking it in the context of being in a job interview or coming to Unity and how I found Unity. And what I found out was that I actually started at the time that I was 2.5 years old, and I continued the question for 2.5 pages until I got to the point of coming to a Unity church for the first time. Yeah, there was a lot of history in there. And then to realize also, I have been in Unity for 43 years now. And as I have said in the past, it answers the questions of my heart until something else comes along that answers that better. You will find me at Unity. So what motivates you? Well, what motivates me is I want to be living the best life I can. And whatever I can find that will help me do that. And one of the things I found out is one of the answers to the next question. What are your greatest strengths? Name 5. 5 of your greatest strengths. Well, one of my strengths is that I consider myself a great teacher, or at least a good teacher. And part of the motivation of being in Unity, of Unity, and living Unity is that not only do I want to learn what I need to know, but I also want to share that. And I know that there are many things in my life experiences that I can share with people. because I have been there. I have learned these things, a lot of them what we would consider the hard way, and help someone else who's going through a similar experience maybe not have to climb a mountain and only a smaller hill instead. Another question is, what is your greatest weakness? What is your greatest weakness? Well, the word that comes to mind immediately is chocolate. But I don't think that's what they had in mind. So I would say that in trying to answer that question, another of my greatest strengths is my sense of humor. And that I can be very entertaining with that sense of humor. But I also found in doing this myself, I need to spend more time knowing what my greatest weakness is. I have found that I like focusing on the positive and not so much on the less than positive. What is your greatest accomplishment? Well, in case you're interested, I will share what I have named previously as one of my greatest accomplishments. And that was writing an arrangement for 21 handbells of the peace song, or as it's officially known, Let There Be Peace on Earth, to be performed for the first time at a dedication service to one of the ministers that I served under several years ago. What kind of environment do you thrive within? Wow. Does that bring some happy thoughts and some real guilt and shame that I have heaped on myself? What kind of environment? Because we're talking not just about an hour spent on Sunday at a building away from home, but my everyday, everywhere life. What kind of environment do you thrive within? And then how would your friends and how would your enemies describe you? Well, of course, I know you don't have any enemies. And I suppose I've created one or two in my lifetime, but I hope that they have come to realize that I really was a friend in disguise, just as I am trying to be a blessing and bless those who have taught me some of my hardest lessons, who I felt were enemies at the time, but have come to understand that they were serving a purpose, and my soul has been blessed by them. Another question: why do you want to change your life path? Why do you want to change your life path? Wow. And the final question that I have for you today: what draws you to your beliefs? What draws you to your beliefs? Now, one of the things that I have learned over the years, especially in my teaching as a licensed Unity teacher for Unity, is that when I start teaching a class, I will say to my my friends that join me on this adventure, I am not going to share with you so much what I believe as I hope to make you question what you believe. For I have come to understand that when there is something I need to learn, it usually is because someone else has shared with me and I have incorporated into my belief system and have no longer started to question that belief. However, now is the time for me to question what I do believe and why. And that is why I'm really grateful for my Libran background, in that I like to see all sides of the issue. And so when we're having a discussion, I want to hear your opinion. Whether I agree or not is beside the question. Because the question is, what do I believe about what you are telling me? I may ask you several questions about what you believe, like what has happened in your life to make you believe this? Or I may question myself of what has happened in my life that I either accept or reject or question what you believe. Wow. What a bunch of interesting questions. Do you think Jesus asked himself those questions? Do you think he wondered what was the motivation? What was his strength? What was his weakness? What do you think Jesus thinks is his greatest accomplishment? I, in closing, would like to challenge you, and I will do this challenge with you. I would like to challenge you and myself to fully answer these questions in writing by May 15th. Now, that's just an arbitrary date that I have chosen, but I want to challenge you and myself to fully answer these questions, and it must be in writing by May 15th, 2021. Ah, yes, I must include the year, because there will be some of us that decide, she didn't mean this year. It's going to take my whole life to figure these out. No. We're just working on today, the present moment. Because in truth, that is what is. So, tell us about yourself. God bless you. And so it is.
Whatever is going on, know that you are always the beloved. When I look in your eyes, I see the beloved, looking back at me. When I stand next to you, I and feel the beloved. Feel the beloved in you. You are in my soul. You are my inspiration. With you in my heart, I am never alone. We are one. There is no separation. When I rest in you, I'm home. When I touch your heart, I feel the beloved. Feel the beloved touching me. When I open my heart, I open to the beloved, to the beloved in you. You are in my soul. You are my inspiration. With you in my heart, I am never alone. We are one. There is no separation. When I rest in you, I'm home. When I touch your heart, I feel the beloved. Feel the beloved touching me. When I open my heart, I open to the beloved, to the beloved in you. Oh, beloved in you, 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 beloved in you. It's true, beloved in you, beloved in you, beloved in you.
And now, as we prepare to take a time of meditation, I invite you to find a comfortable position. Just relax your body. Allow it to be seated comfortably. Allow the energy that is within you to simply relax. Feel that feeling of relaxation as you breathe in and breathe out, putting aside any thought that would distract you from this time of meditation. And again, we take a deep breath and we let it release softly and gently, knowing that all is well as we proceed into this time of being in the sanctuary of our soul. And we enter into that sacred space where there is no time, there is no pressure or necessary things to be addressed. There is simply the sanctuary where we can take a time apart, relaxing our bodies, allowing our minds to simply be at rest for the time being as we turn within. And we know that the presence of God is in this sanctuary. For we actually, as we turn within, we actually see the altar of our soul. And there is a flame, the eternal flame, burning on the altar. And we see the light of that flame dancing in the light. How awesome that we can come apart in this place and this time and take part in this wonderful, wonderful experience of meeting God, meeting Spirit, and that flame shines forth, and we feel ourselves being lightened by this flame. And we know that this is the source of our being, that our soul has awakened within us, and that we can feel the God Spirit within us, guiding us, leading us, loving us, comforting us, teaching us, holding us, walking with us. And as we go deeper within ourselves, deeper within our souls, we allow Spirit to lead us where it will. And we gently allow those thoughts come to mind that we need to be aware of as we are in this sanctuary of our soul. And if someone comes to mind, we see them filled with this beautiful, beautiful light of Spirit. And we give thanks for them coming into our awareness, knowing that they bring a gift. And that gift is to bless us. And so we bless them also, giving thanks for this gift that they have brought us, and knowing that we, in turn, are being a gift to them. And if another comes to mind, again, we know that they bring us gifts. And we share in the love of Spirit, knowing that all that we have need of as individuals and as a community of souls is already in our world. That it is here for us, to choose to accept and to use for the highest good of all concerned. We bless the giver, and we give of ourselves, of spirit, to the other, knowing that our abundance can never be depleted. Never, ever, for our source has already provided all that we have need of. And we give thanks for our awareness of this abundance, the opportunities that present themselves to us. And we give thanks and are grateful for the expression of abundance that we are. And we see others being blessed also by Spirit. And we are so grateful that we can see this happening and know the reality of it, that God is our source, that we are all blessed with Spirit's gifts, and knowing that all we need to do is accept, openness and acceptance of the gifts of Spirit that Spirit has for us in this very moment. What we have need of is already here, awaiting our pleasure. And what we wish for ourselves and know for ourselves, we also know for others. And likewise, what we see happening for others and the understanding and acceptance of abundance that others have helps us know and accept our own spiritual abundance is being manifested at this very moment. This very moment, which is called the present. And there's a reason, because it is the gift of God, the gift of Spirit, being given to us all the time. We are so blessed, so blessed. And in being blessed, we must be a blessing, for we must share this. The only way to know the true abundance is by sharing, because then we become a channel, a conduit of the abundance of Spirit, the ever-flowing abundance of Spirit. And now we take this time to be in the sanctuary of our soul and just being with Spirit. And we give thanks for these gifts. We are so grateful, so blessed, so grateful, so loved, so joy-filled that we must share. And as we prepare to return to this time and this place, we know that we bring back from this wonderful place in which we actually dwell at all times. We simply move our focus, but at any split second, we are right there, right here, right now, in the moment, for we are, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Hi, everybody. And this song's called Sacred Love from Daniel Nahmod's first album, title song. And I'd like to thank Sunny for a decade and a half ago giving me this, or having me out to lunch with her crew where somebody gave me this book. And ever since, Daniel Nahmod's music has transformed our music. Here we go, Sacred Love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Again, you are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love, God, sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, such a holy place. You are blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, God, blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, such a holy place. You are deepest joy, yeah, deepest joy is all that you are. You are deepest joy, all deepest joy is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place, sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. God's sacred love is all that you are. Now ask for it. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are.
Welcome back. We affirm today's lesson helps you realize your soul's purpose and your dreams. Now here are a few bits of information you may find helpful while I'm away recovering. First of all, concerning in-house services. We are not holding in-house services at this time. Now rest assured that the board meets regularly, and when guided to reopen the building, you will be informed through all of our various informational resources. During this time, we will continue our Sunday service online on both our Facebook page, that address is www.facebook.com/Unity Sebring. Again, for our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Unity Sebring, and on our website, and that address is www.unityofsebring.org. Again, our website address is www.unityofsebring.org. Now, concerning Sunday speakers, we have lined up some really awesome ministers and great guest speakers to present service until I return. Information concerning classes and support group meetings. Currently, there is only one class meeting and 2 support groups. Monday night yoga, 5:30 p.m., where social distancing is required. Masks are not required during class, but wearing one entering and exiting the building is required. Candlelight AA meetings are held on Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. and again Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Both require social distancing and mask wearing. Now just note, refreshments are not going to be served at this time, but if you wish, you may bring something with you, provided you clean up after yourself. Now, in regards to communicating with us for prayer support, you know that prayer is the heart and soul of our work. We invite you to continue sending us your requests. Your prayer team members in Silent Unity are waiting. Now, here are some ways to submit your requests. You may email us or call us. Our email address is unitysebring@gmail.com. Our email address is unitysebring@gmail.com. Now you may also call and leave your request on our answering system. Our office number is 863-471-1122. Again, our office number is 863-471-1122. Now, if you are in need of one-on-one prayer, I suggest you call Silent Unity. And their numbers are 1-800-669-7727 or 1-816-969-2000. Let me repeat that. The phone numbers for Silent Unity are as follows. 1-800-669-7727, or you may call 1-816-969-2000. There is someone there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, who will lovingly pray with you directly. Now, if you need to talk or have some questions, you may either email us, again at our email address, unitysebring@gmail.com, or you may phone the office. Again, that number is 863-471-1122. And someone will get back to you as soon as possible, just to let you know that Tina checks for messages every day. I'll get back to you as soon as she can, but also know it may take a bit for a response. Personally, we are asking that you refrain calling our home at this time, and I think you understand. Now, we want to thank you for your financial support. We are so grateful for your ongoing tithes, gifts, and offerings. You see, they ensure we can continue bringing you all the services we provide at this time and in the future. If you wish to support us financially, you may physically send your tithe, gift, and offering and make it out to Unity and send to our mailing address. And here it is, 10417 South Orange Blossom Boulevard, Sebring, Florida 33879. Again, make your gift out to Unity and send it to 10417 South Orange Blossom Boulevard, Sebring, Florida 33875. Now, we've also tried to make it easy for you to get through either of these two websites. If you are watching on our website, that's unityofsebring.org, right below this lesson, you will find a link to PayPal, which is connected directly to our ministry. If you are watching on Facebook, in the comments section below, you will find a PayPal link that you can use that connects connected to this ministry as well. Lastly, and most importantly, words just cannot express how much we appreciate your willingness to join us and walk with us in this part of our journey together. We will keep you updated as best we can. And I so look forward to the adventure ahead, not only just for me, but for all of us. Please, please, please know that we love and bless you always, and knowing that the best is yet